What's up everyone, Maximilian here, and welcome to another weapon breakdown for Modern Warfare 3. It's been a while since the last one, but I wanted to look at one of my few favorite weapons in this game. And it's one that's been pretty popular in previous Modern Warfare and Call of Duty titles, and it didn't get much attention in this one because it's kind of a middle ground weapon, and it's the P-90. So you unlock the P-90 around level 38 or so in this game. It's not an immediately unlocked weapon, so that's pretty similar to Call of Duty's before. The interesting thing about the P-90 is when you stack it up and compare it to the other weapons that are similar, notably like the PP-90, the UMP, and the MP7, you think it actually would stay pretty well amongst like the tier list of weapons, but surprisingly the P-90 actually acts as a somewhat challenging gun to use. It's definitely not the easiest as far as close range combat, which I think the PP-90 definitely beats them all out because it shoots the fastest. And it doesn't do extremely well from distance either. If you're trying to pick people off with a P-90, especially a silenced one from distance, you're going to have some trouble, and it's going to take you quite a while to get those shots off accurately, and you're probably better off not even shooting anyway. We've already covered a few of the submachine guns in previous episodes, notably the PP-90 and the MP7, but let's talk about what makes the P-90 good and how you can make this weapon effective. So let's first break down the stats. The P-90 at close range is going to dish out about 42 points of damage and about 20 at long range. Remember how I was saying it's not worth it to shoot at those people from long range? That's because it's going to take an upwards of 5 bullets to take those people down. And at close range, it's only going to take 3. It actually does really good damage at close range, and it's tied with the PP-90 and the UMP is 7 points above it at 49. But at the same time, with all the other submachine guns, if you get 3 shots off at somebody at close range, you're dead, and that applies for the P-90 as well. So when it comes down to how you effectively use the gun, it manages about how you use the recoil, how you deal with the weapon. And one of the better things about this gun is that if you're in those close range combat situations, there's a ton of bullets on the P-90. The P-90 has the biggest clip of all the submachine guns, resting at 50 rounds with stock ammunition. If you put extended mags on this thing, it goes up significantly more, and it gives the weapon just about as much ammo as a practical LMG, which is a little crazy. One of the best things about this gun is that you have that high ammo capacity. You're able to take corners and essentially hose the corner down. What I like to do when using this gun is that if you suspect somebody is going to be around a corner, or it's a corner that you're questioning, if you have a silencer on this gun, which you might be using a lot of the time, just go ahead and start firing. This is called pre-firing. This is firing before you turn corners in anticipation that people are there. And if you have the ammo to do so, then go ahead and use it, because the P-90 definitely does have enough ammunition capacity to allow you to do that. But like we were saying, let's talk about some of the attachments. My personal favorite attachment for this gun, and a long-time P-90 favorite attachment throughout most of the Call of Duties, is the silencer, and it still stands up in this one. However, the other attachments, like we were saying, extended mags, is really good and really effective. So let's see how we can get both of these on here, and then we're going to talk about proficiencies, which is using 2 attachments. Things like kick, things like focus, and other proficiencies like that I don't find to be too necessary with this gun. Kick doesn't really help in those long-range distance firefights. As we all know, kick only works when you're in full auto. And a lot of the times if you're in full auto, you're going to be doing it from a hip-fire motion at really close range, and the medium range is going to be focused in, and it really isn't going to make too much of a difference. I honestly think 2 attachments works really well with this gun, and because I like using the silencer and extended mags, you can just hose bullets in any direction, and sometimes you can attempt to take off those further away targets, but really it's not worth it a lot of the time. Now let's talk about what perks you should be using. Since the time I've been using the P-90, the ones I like using are the ones that give me a little bit more mobility, and I don't have to worry about other things like reloading. With that in mind, I actually really like sleight of hand on this weapon. Even with the larger ammo capacity, sleight of hand is really good if you're not using something like extended mags. Although if you are using extended mags, I would prefer something like scavenger, just so you have the ammunition to spare. When it comes to the second perk, you really can use anything. I don't think it's really specific as far as what perk you can use in your second spot. I'm a personal hardline fan just because I like getting to my kill streaks faster, so that's what I use the majority of the time. But quick draw, assassin, as we all know, we all hate it, but it does work really well in that slot for this weapon if you are using a silencer. However, on the third perk slot, I really like using stalker on this gun. When it comes to submachine guns, you usually don't need Stalker a lot of the time, and Stalker ends up being a perk that is really good for assault rifles and other weapons that allow you to be a little bit more mobile because you don't have that mobility. But for some reason, I feel like it works really well with this gun, as you're able to take those corners and like aim pre-fire around the corner using Stalker, and you can concentrate your fire really well. That's what I use it for a lot of the time, and it ends up working pretty well in most situations, and I do fairly decently with the gun. As far as kill streak loadouts aren't really important either, and you can either go with Specialist or any other packages for that matter. I've had a little bit of success, and I've gotten a couple of Moabs using this gun with little practice, so it does fit the role of the Specialist pretty well as well. So give it a shot, do some experimenting. Hopefully you guys will check out the P-90 and stick away from the other guns that are being used so much. Since we're a bit deep in the life of Modern Warfare 3, it's good to check out some of these other weapons that we don't see all the time. If you guys want to see another weapon breakdown for Modern Warfare 3, please leave me a comment below of what gun you'd like to see. But if you get the chance, there have been several other weapon breakdowns, and you can find them on the Call of Duty playlist on my channel, which is at youtube.com/miles923, amongst many other gaming videos related to parodies, tutorials, humor, and in general the love of video games. Until next time, thank you guys very much for watching. This has been Maximilian, signing out.